Hello there, it's Mike with the Fish Tank Barn, and I'd like to welcome you back to another video. Today's video is going to be kind of twofold. So I do want to give you an update on the power outage situation. Things have settled down quite a bit, but definitely some things have happened as well. So I want to give you an update on that. I also want to talk about some projects that I started before the power outage, and kind of give you a little bit of an update on that as well. So let's go ahead and get started. So I do first want to cover the aftermath of the power outage that we had here in the fish barn. Unfortunately, as I had feared, we've seen some more losses in the 125-gallon African cichlid tank. I had to pull out a couple more individuals today. They held on for a few days, but unfortunately succumbed. Hopefully this tank will start to stabilize in the next few days, and we can start moving forward, and I can work on getting this colony back on its feet again. Thankfully, the 75-gallon tank with the Tropheus Mapulungu is stabilized, and things are going well. I haven't pulled out any dead fish in about 5 days or so, and the temperature has remained stable. I'm pretty confident at this point that this tank is out of the woods. I have quite a few individuals left, and I'm pretty thankful that this colony pulled through, and I still have a pretty stable breeding colony to move forward with. Unfortunately, there was another tank that did experience some issues from the power outage, and that was my 40-gallon breeder that housed my Cyprochromis leptosoma. I've been checking all the fish daily, and all week these Cyprochromis have been fine. Unfortunately, when I came into the fish room today, about 75% of them were dead. I initially thought that the cheap heater that I had in this tank had failed and killed the fish, so I replaced it with an aquarium co-op heater. When I plugged in the co-op heater, it read 74 degrees, so that wasn't the problem. Cyprochromis can be a little bit on the sensitive side, and if you've watched any of my other videos on Cyprochromis, I've mentioned many times that Cyprochromis don't ship well. You can almost think of the power outage as these fish being shipped for 18 hours without a heat pack. I did not see any signs of disease on the fish, so I'm going to chalk this up to the stress of the power outage, and hopefully the remainder of the fish will pull through, but we'll see. I want to shift gears and talk about a couple of the projects that I've been working on prior to the power outage. I want to start with this 40-gallon breeder that is home to my Kalmani swordtails and lemon drop bristlenose plecos. In my prior videos of this tank, you could obviously see that it was overrun with Vallisneria. The night before the power outage, we had our local fish club meeting, so I decided to pull up the majority of the Vallisneria and take it to the meeting. Obviously, with everything going on, I haven't had a chance to get back to this tank, but my plan is to plant this tank with crypts with the goal of creating a crypt garden like we've seen with some of the tanks upstairs. I'm happy that the majority of the val is gone, since it makes it easier to see the fish. I was even able to catch some baby bristlenose plecos to submit for BAP to the local club meeting. They would have been impossible to catch with all the val in the tank. When I was off for the holidays, I built this new breeding rack. The bottom of this rack has 3 5-gallon tanks, and the other 2 rows will hold 4 2.5-gallon tanks each. I built this rack with cinder blocks that I removed from the upstairs portion of the barn when I remodeled it last year. For the lighting, I used the 6500K shop lights that I've used throughout the fish room. I have a dedicated air pump for this system which feeds this PVC manifold. I still have to add the air stones and air line. Once the weather breaks in a couple of days, I'll work on filling the tanks and adding the air lines. One of my goals for this year is to work on breeding some of the fish in the fish room that have proven to be challenging, especially some of the Gadaeid species that I've suspected of eating their fry. My goal with this is to pull the gravid females, have them spawn on the tank, remove the females, and then grow the fry out in these little tanks. I'm excited to get this project finished and really start getting to breeding some fish. I hope that you enjoyed taking a look at some of the new projects that I have in the works here at the Fish Tank Barn. This year has definitely gotten off to a slow start. Besides the power outage, I had the flu right around New Year's, which took me a good week and a half to recover from. I'm looking forward to getting through this bitterly cold weather and getting things back to normal again here in the fish barn. So with that, stay safe, stay fishy, and I'll catch you on the next video.